Omarion Hampton is a special player.
Then he's made for the NFL.
Bro, he's going to be a monster. A monster.
Omarion Hampton is the type of running back you notice before the snap. Low to the ground, built like a tank, and looking for a defender to lay out before he even gets the ball. Once he does, this kid is flat out electric.
Shuttle pass to Hampton, wide open, 30, 20, 10, touchdown Tar Heels!
And with 2025 well underway, he's now the top dog in a once crowded backfield. The only question left is, how far can he take the Los Angeles Chargers? Omarion Hampton came out of the tunnel swinging in Week 4 and punched the New York Giants in the mouth. We'll get to the numbers in a minute, but it's safe to say he's already feeling comfortable in his new role in LA. Let's start with the obvious. This isn't the way Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers saw this running back room operating for 2025, at least not yet. Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris were set to challenge Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery as the best running back duo in the NFL. That all fell apart in Week 3 when Harris's season was cut short by a torn Achilles. Now it's on Omarion Hampton to prove he can live up to the hype and carry the Super Bowl contender on his own.
He definitely brings the style of football that the Chargers want to bring to the table, especially from the running back position.
Make no mistake about it, the loss of Harris is devastating. Despite getting little hype in Pittsburgh, this big cat was the model of consistency. 4 years in the league and 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons while averaging 7 rushing touchdowns a year like clockwork. Are those Hall of Fame stats? No, but Harris gave Harbaugh exactly what he loves in a running back: reliability, toughness, and production you can count on every week. For most rookies, those expectations would be a lot to live up to. But the thing is, Omarion Hampton wasn't drafted to compete with Harris for the starting job. He was brought in to create something the NFL hasn't seen before. But you know what they say about the best laid plans. And here's the reality. The NFL has a 100% injury rate and a next man up philosophy that's carved in stone. So don't expect Harbaugh and the Chargers to start feeling sorry for themselves and fade into oblivion. Expect them to take the training wheels off and turn loose the guy who may prove to be the most eclectic rookie of the 2025 draft class. Now, hit that like button and subscribe while we deep dive into what makes this kid so fun to watch.
And Hampton breaks a tackle looking for the corner, dives into the end zone, his second touchdown of the game.
To get why Hampton is ready for this moment, you gotta look at what he did as a Tar Heel, because the dude was an absolute beast in Carolina blue. Breakaway speed, impossible to break down, and absolutely relentless on the goal line. As a freshman, Omarion Hampton showed flashes in a backup role to Elijah Green, but something clicked when he took over as starter. And by the time his college career was over, Omarion had racked up some absolutely ridiculous numbers: 3,565 rushing yards, 40 total touchdowns, and 635 receiving yards on 73 catches. In 2024, only Ashton Genty and Cam Skattebo had more rushing and scrimmage yards. But here's what makes Hampton's career so impressive. Unlike Genty and Skattebo, Omarion wasn't the centerpiece of UNC's offense. With Drake May lighting it up through the air, Hampton took a complimentary role and still churned out the third most production to match any back in the country. In fact, the 2 years they shared the backfield, this QB running back duo led the ACC statistically, May through the air and Hampton on the ground. That balance meant defenses couldn't sell out to stop just one player, and Hampton thrived in that environment. Just ask Wake Forest, who gave up 244 yards and 3 touchdowns on 35 carries to Hampton last year.
Here's Hampton, hurdle the man, driving and scores.
Even in an offense built around balance, Omarion showed he could take over a game when it mattered most, and that's the part that translates to the NFL. He's already proven he can be unselfish, efficient, and productive in a shared role, but honestly, this whole experiment may have come about as a fluke. The Chargers never thought Hampton would be available at pick 22. General Manager Joe Hortiz said they had him rated as a top 15 talent. When he slid to them in round 1, the Chargers couldn't pass it up. But here's the thing about Hampton's college career that really stands out. He wasn't just productive, he was durable, playing in 38 games over 3 seasons without missing significant time to injury. And that's going to be critical now with Harris watching all of 2025 from the sidelines. Jim Harbaugh has a type when it comes to running backs. He loves guys who can run through tackles, who don't go down on first contact, and who can handle 20-plus carries a game. Think back to Frank Gore in San Francisco. He wasn't the fastest or the most elusive back in the league, but he was tough, reliable, and perfect for Harbaugh's system. In their 4 seasons together with the 49ers, Gore carried the ball 1,071 times for almost 4,700 yards and 29 touchdowns, while racking up 600 yards and 2 more scores through the air. Sound familiar? Well, it should, because Hampton brings that same profile. At 5'11" tall, 222 pounds, he's fast, but not a speed demon. But watch him run and you'll see that rare combination of balance and power that Harbaugh loves. And here's the key stat we alluded to earlier. Hampton averaged 3.85 yards after contact over his career at UNC. That ranks 4th among running backs in this entire draft class. Translation, he doesn't go down easy. And now Hampton gets to run behind a top 10 offensive line on Sundays.
The way he can catch the ball out of the backfield, the way he pass protects, the way he, really kind of puts the team on his shoulders, all boxes checked.
Now, yes, we are aware left tackle Rashawn Slater is also lost for the year due to injury, but the Chargers have already moved some pieces around and it seems to be working well enough. We're not sure where everyone is going to land, but we can promise the Chargers are going to line up Joe Alt, Mekhi Becton, Trey Pipkins, Bradley Bozeman, and Zion Johnson, whichever way best protects Justin Herbert. This revamped line is built to dominate in the trenches, which is exactly how Harbaugh wants to play. And don't forget, Hampton was drafted to be the smaller, change of pace half of the two-headed monster, so look for him to be the last line of defense for Herbert, no matter what the guys in the trenches are doing. The experts are high enough on Hampton's potential to be making some bold predictions. ESPN's Mike Clay projects Hampton to finish 2nd among rookie running backs in rushing yards and 1st in rushing touchdowns, while ESPN's Jeremy Fowler and Ben Solak both picked Hampton as their early choice for Offensive Rookie of the Year. The reasoning makes sense. The Chargers have Justin Herbert at quarterback and a loaded receiving core with Ladd McConkey on the rise. Some teams can't just stack the box on the Chargers. Plus, not many coaches are more dedicated to the run than Jim Harbaugh.
Damn it! Damn it!
Now, I know that we were just talking about projections and not the real thing, but they do paint a picture of a rookie who won't just contribute, they paint a picture of a rookie who's going to dominate. But projections are only one part of things. The reality of going up against NFL defenses week after week is another beast entirely, and Hampton's lukewarm start through his first 3 matchups proved that just fine. Then came the breakout in week 4 against the Giants. 12 carries, 128 yards, and a touchdown to go with 5 receptions on 5 targets. Yeah, you heard that right. The kid had 165 scrimmage yards and a score on just 17 total touches. Doesn't get more efficient than that. Now, the Chargers did ultimately lose to the G-Men, but Hampton proved he can carry the running back load by himself, which is huge because the Bolts schedule doesn't get any easier going forward. The AFC West isn't just stacked. It might be the most competitive division in football this year. The Chiefs have won the West 7 straight years, but they weren't exactly dominant in 2024, so they reloaded, got healthy, and are hoping to run it back in 2025. After dropping the first 2 games of the year to the Eagles and the Chargers, the Chiefs looked more like themselves while beating up on the Giants and Ravens in weeks 3 and 4. The Broncos made the playoffs with rookie Bo Nix and Sean Payton's system last year, and they're only hoping to get better. Yes, they dropped 2 of 3 to open 2025, but only by an average of 2 points per game, and that was to the Chargers and a shockingly good Indianapolis Colts team. And with the Raiders and Pete Carroll adding Ashton Genty and Dante Thornton as complements to Geno Smith and Brock Bowers, it's only a matter of time before Vegas finds its footing and becomes another headache out west. Which now brings us back to the Chargers, who went 11-6 in Harbaugh's first season and made the playoffs, where they promptly lost their wildcard game because they couldn't run the ball when it mattered. And regarding the division running through Kansas City, well, Charger Nation welcomes the challenge.
So what happens is, like everybody else, over time just gets better in the division, so that's why I think the Chargers are going to take it.
Bold? Absolutely. But Hampton gives them something they haven't had in years, a legitimate 3-down back who can control games on the ground. The Chiefs are still the standard, but the early stretch of 2025 has proven that standards change. And if Hampton is everything the Chargers think he is, the AFC West just got a lot more interesting. So let's answer those questions we've been building toward. Can Omarion Hampton carry the Chargers' backfield alone after losing Najee Harris before the season even really got going? Or will the weight of a full NFL season prove too heavy for the rookie regardless of the toughness and stamina that made him a stud at North Carolina? Because the thing is, Najee was only on a 1-year deal anyway. so the injury situation has only meant pushing up the timeline for what may have been his eventual takeover in the first place. But even if Harris had stayed healthy, the numbers were heavily skewed in Hampton's direction. Through the first 3 weeks, he'd already racked up 42 carries and 9 receptions to Harris's 15 touches and 3 catches. His efficiency, his fit in the system, and his upside made him the obvious long-term option. The question now is, can a rookie handle the pressure of a full season in Jim Harbaugh's system against NFL defenses? The Hammer's college production says he's as capable as anyone, but can he be the missing piece that puts the Chargers over the top? That's the big question.
Then he's made for the NFL. He's cut out of stone, he's chiseled, he can be a workhorse running back, which Jim Harbaugh wants.
Because they have the quarterback in Herbert on one side of the ball and the second-ranked defense coming into 2025 on the other. And they have a proven winner in Jim Harbaugh at the coaching position. What they needed was a clear-cut identity on offense. Hampton's ascension to the top of the depth chart gives them that and more. Going into 2025, Omarion's floor was a solid contributor in a rotation. Now, his ceiling is an immediate impact at running back 1, who helps the Chargers challenge Kansas City for division supremacy. The AFC West is about to find out which version they're getting, but one thing is certain, Omarion Hampton isn't just another college star looking to make a roster. He might be exactly what the Chargers need to take the next step. So now it's time for you to tell us what you think. Is Omarion Hampton ready to be an immediate impact player? Or are the Chargers destined to take a step back now that one half of their two-headed monster has been sidelined indefinitely? We're willing to bet the farm that this kid continues to light it up and make a run at Offensive Rookie of the Year, so let us know what you think in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more of the best NFL breakdowns on the fly. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.